here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 21 minutes after 7 o'clock on this here Thursday morning. A morning without Mike Winters. Sorry. And joining us in studio this morning, Miss Jeanine Cornbest. How are you doing this morning?
I am blessed. How are you, sir?
I like that. I'm blessed as well.
Hey, there's rain outside.
It's beautiful this morning.
Slow. It started, as we call it sometimes in the old world, that our grandparents said, the tater wagons are rolling.
I like it. I like it a lot.
You can hear it through the land.
It's our one chance to be Seattle.
I don't know. I'm glad we're not Seattle.
Without all the coffee shops and the weirdness, okay? But yeah, so joining us with the Chaves County, the hat you're wearing today is
Yes.
with the Chaves County Federated Republican Women. And this is a busy season. We're smack dab in the middle of election season.
Correct.
You guys are pounding the pavement, getting word out. So what have you guys been up to?
Well, we have been up to a lot.
I know.
The
I see all the paperwork in front of you. I know.
Well, I have to have my notes because I'm like old and I forget, and I've got like a whole plate full.
I respect it.
So what we have in July, we had our usual meeting,
Sure.
which is a luncheon meeting. It was in July. We had our congressional candidates. Now, keep in mind, after our primary, we know exactly who we're behind and exactly who we are able to walk with. Until then, we are not allowed to really do anything.
And that's understandable because there was a wide net cast this election.
There was.
And I think that's because so many people see the writing on the wall and see that there's a massive problem.
Correct. We're just tired of it.
Sure.
So who we had in July, we had Michelle Garcia Holmes. And we had a representative, Yvette Harold, read us a note from her, and also from Martinez Johnson, Alexis. And then, very special, a proclamation was read by Candy Zell and Greg Nybert for the Federated Women and the work we do. We don't get a lot of, pats on the back. So that was like very special. I tried to stay way in the back in pictures. I am not a picture person. Don't like pictures.
I'm the same way.
If you ever notice, I'm not at any of the ribbon cuttings and all that in my life.
My friends have literally said, "How come we never take pictures?" I don't want to. I don't want to. I got into radio so I could hide in the shadows. And then they put cameras in the studio, and now I'm like everywhere.
Now you're everywhere, and you've got this little camera over here. So we're going to pray for America.
Absolutely.
Is one of our deals. Our sponsor. We have sponsors now, $100,
really?
$100 per sponsorship. So our sponsor in July was Fergie's Plumbing.
Nice.
So it was very nice. They come in, they get a sign, they get represented. Okay. And that is absolutely wonderful. August, our sponsor is Marlon Wells. And his wife, Kathleen.
Awesome.
Now, even though they're a private citizen and they're probably in the oil and all that, they still get their sign. They still get represented in the luncheon.
So you could sponsor the Chaves County Federated Republican Women even if you're just a guy.
Correct.
A person, a citizen. You don't have to have anything to advertise or represent.
You have to be a Republican.
Oh, of course.
That is our underlying thing.
I would assume if they're gonna be sponsoring the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, it's not going to be coming from like Jeff Bezos.
Exactly. You have to be a Republican.
Yep.
We would love for you to join our organization, which I think is like $35.
Sure.
And we have the women's, and then we have the auxiliary, which is our men. You have to be 18 to be a member, but we have auxiliary members that are as young as, I think she's 8 months. So. That is Margaret's baby, and she's our youngest member, but she's an auxiliary member. So
what's that old saying? Get them young.
Exactly. And she's with us everywhere. Of course, once you get the child is there, the adults come. That's just the way it is.
I admire the fact that you're so committed to the branding that you're actually wearing the branding, like the Trump pins, but also the copyright on the jacket.
Yeah.
I mean. So I watch NASCAR. I live in a trailer park, so it's kind of obligatory that I have to watch NASCAR. And so I respect anybody who wears their branding on their chest.
Oh, all I can say, you wouldn't want to look at the back of this one. This is from the Mexico States. It's the Ranch Rodeo, or the Western Pleasure Team and all that.
I like it.
So let's move on to August,
which
is Wednesday the 17th, which is next Wednesday. We open our doors at 11:30.
Okay.
We are having prime rib steak.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's $16 a plate.
Okay.
Keep in mind we have 2 new chefs at the Civic Center
All
or
right.
at the convention center. So and they're putting up a taste testing for us because we've been there for a year. So it's really cool.
I got to tell you, I was not a fan of prime rib, not in general a fan of prime
Okay.
rib until
Until.
about 2 months ago.
Uh-huh.
Went to Vegas,
Uh-oh.
and I had the best prime rib I've ever had in my entire life.
First trip to Vegas, they gave you the whole thing for $3.
It was $7.99. It was at the Lanai.
There you go.
On
There you
Fremont.
go. They're keeping it going.
And yeah, I got to tell you, it made a believer out of me. So I'm down for some prime rib.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice. So you need to come.
I might.
and hang out at 11:30. The doors open.
Okay.
So who will have speaking? We have our statewide candidates. We have Secretary of State Audrey Trujillo, and these are our candidates that are running.
Sure.
And we have Attorney General Jeremy Michael Gay. Yeah, Michael Gay.
Yeah.
Land Commissioner Jeff Byrd, and Treasurer Harry B. Montoya. So we have all these folks coming in to speak to the women and the men
Mhm.
and whoever else is there.
Mhm.
So we're excited about that.
Absolutely.
We're going to get our behind our folks and get rocking and rolling. The next month,
So now we're moving into September.
we are moving to September.
Because I mean, we're fast approaching election season. Obviously,
Yes.
it's all about supporting the candidates. Getting the folks that we need to put in place, and obviously getting the info out that
Correct.
that needs to
Correct.
be out there.
So moving into September and of course October. You remember October we have our fair booth.
Yes.
Yes, that is between the Chaves County Republican Party and the Federated Women. We help them man that booth.
Yes.
They will have 3 firearms.
And that's always like it's like the standard booth inside the commercial building. Like
It
you
is,
walk in,
but
and
they're
it's
redoing
right
it
there.
this year.
Are they really?
They are. I
Okay.
mean, it's been that way since I can remember, and
Right.
I've been rocking at the fair since. I'm 60 now. So anyway,
Come on, real. Come
I
on.
am. Yeah, I am. But that's okay.
I refuse
God
to
is
believe it.
God has been good. If
God
you
has
sleep
been-
upside down, gravity
There it is. Inversion.
Absolutely amazing.
Inversion therapy. Now we know.
And like a fine wine, we just get better.
I always said like a box of fine wine. I'm aging.
Exactly.
Yeah, like a
Exactly.
good old a good Franzia.
Exactly. So that's kind of what we got going there. Now, this Sunday, which is kind of interesting, and I just got this on the internet, we have Mark Ronchetti
Okay.
is with Ron DeSantis
Oh.
together.
Wait, Florida Mayor Ron DeSantis?
Florida Mayor Ron
Really?
DeSantis. They are going to be
Okay.
doing a deal down in Carlsbad.
Sure.
So you get the free tickets. You know how you had to do that with Trump and all that? You
Yeah.
had to get the free tickets.
Right.
So you'll go to markronchetti.com to get your free tickets. That's down in Carlsbad this Sunday. So
Okay.
Ronchetti and DeSantis.
That's definitely
gonna be good.
That's interesting.
That's gonna be
I'm
good.
intrigued to see how that plays out. Because
Yes.
DeSantis has been kind of we'll call it a bit of a controversial figure over the last year or so.
But he's
So-
starting to make his rounds.
Sure, absolutely.
So in, let's see, September we are going to have, nope, that's this month. So October, I believe we're having Ronchetti and Thornton, which is the Attorney General, coming in. So all of our months are full with our elected officials we're going to stand behind.
I think this is one of
Don't forget our judges.
Oh, of course. I think this season is one of the most important election seasons that New Mexico has had in
Correct.
a long time.
Correct.
And I think that we stand to actually make a difference for a
Yes,
change.
yes.
Like we've obviously New Mexico has bled blue for a couple of decades now. I think this is the chance for New Mexico to kind of shift things. I
It
think
is.
they've seen a lot of the negativity out there.
So I want you to keep in mind, you can vote for anybody you want.
Sure.
But we've at the fair we have we're going to register. We're going to register anybody that's not a voter that's over 18, and we are going to change registration. If you choose to change from the party you're at now to Republican Party, we're willing to jump right in there. The paperwork will be there. There'll be anybody there to help you at that point to help you switch over. You don't need forms. You don't need bills. You don't need IDs. You just need to come.
There you go.
Come and,
Just be there.
and register that way. Now, our group does much more. When it's not an election season, we do much more. Have you ever heard of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library?
You know, I have. I'm a huge fan of her reading initiative. It's one of the most. I love the what she's doing with her libraries.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So we have Deb Galuska, who is our literacy. There we go, literacy chair, and besides that, she gets you information and tells you where to go to get your free book a month from Dolly Parton and all of that. Also, at this time, these are little dictionaries. Can you believe they're in paper?
Really?
Is that just not cool?
Yeah. I mean, you're used to seeing your hardbound Merriam-Webster's. So you got a dictionary sitting in front of you.
These are dictionaries, and our literacy group buys hundreds of these, and we pass them out to school-age children. Candy Zell goes with us. Nybert goes with us. We go to schools in Dexter, Hegerman, Roswell. I'm not quite sure which age we go, but we hand out dictionaries to each one of these kids so they can feel and learn how to look up words the old school way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that's so lost. And even on like my generation, we've been trained to be like, hey, what's that word? And you pull your phone out and you look it up. And the problem with that is you're like, oh, that's neat. And then it's gone.
Correct.
You don't retain it. If you work for your knowledge, you retain it.
Now, spelling is an issue with me. Always has been. I was taught phonics, learn how to pronounce your words, spell it that way. I'm a country hick. And it does not work even with voice recognition.
Yep.
It does not work. So if it's spelt right, I didn't write it. So there you go.
Fair enough.
But we have the dictionaries for that. Then we go on and we help. I'm chair of Caring for America. So I kind of do a lot there.
Caring for America, not Karen for America.
Carrie.
She's not talking to all of your managers. Caring for America.
Correct.
All right.
So with that, I do a lot with our servicemen. And I would ask anybody out there if they have someone in a nursing home, at home that's locked in, we write notes and letters to these folks. Awesome. We need addresses and places to send these.
Sure.
No charge to you. All I'd like you to do is contact me. Very easy email, best, B-E-S-T, corn, C-O-R-N,
Best corn.
ranch.
I like it. Best Corn Ranch.
Best Corn Ranch.
Which, by the way, is the best serving of corn, in my opinion.
But we don't raise corn. We raise sheep and cattle.
I like it.
Aha. We're not farmers. We're ranchers.
But what do you feed your sheep and cattle?
Grass.
Oh.
Oh,
You should have said corn.
Too far out.
You should have said corn.
I know.
It would have been
I
fun.
know.
All
I
right.
know. Anyway, so it's Best Corn Ranch
All right.
at gmail.com.
Bestcornranch at gmail.com.
Names for our servicemen and women so we can get letters to them to make their day.
That's
That is the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's lost on folks here how important just hearing a kind word is or getting a bag of M&Ms. It's the little things.
They don't do this. They don't do the phone.
Right.
They don't read the text. They probably don't do email.
And honestly,
a letter.
Even if they did.
Yeah.
When's the last time you got a handwritten letter from somebody? How much better did that feel?
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
so
Love
important.
handwritten notes.
Absolutely.
We do a lot of that in our group. Is we write a lot of people.
I respect the attention to staying traditional with the Chaves County Federated Republican women. The fact that you guys carry hand dictionaries, the fact that you guys write handwritten notes. These are it's a bygone era.
It is. It is, and we love it, and it's reacted to very well. It's a personal thing.
Sure.
It's a personal thing.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I also do the Assurance Home about Christmas, July, March. I do little bitty bags that's got food, candy. They don't get much candy. A lot of candy. School items. I do a lot of bubbles because even though you're a teenager, you like to have bubble wars.
Everybody loves bubbles.
Yep, gotta have bubble wars.
It makes me and my kids both so happy when we're driving down 2nd Street.
Yes.
And we pass by the
soap shop.
Yeah. Well, the Main Street. I think it's Ancients of Days. They do it.
Yes.
Yeah, they shoot out the bubble gun.
Actually, it's the soap shop next door.
Is it the soap shop? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what their name is. I'm sorry.
I don't have hand.
I should know.
Rustic Expressions, maybe.
Who knows?
I'm not sure. We'll talk to Main Street Roswell about it.
float.
But it's nice. It's like,
Yes.
you're downtown in Roswell, and it's like, is that a bubble? Huh.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a grown man, and I still respect bubbles.
I'm surprised there's not a few more little accidents because they're watching bubbles.
Sure. Or because of the slipperiness,
What? Really?
There's a lot of random soap, on the sidewalks of Main Street. I'm surprised people aren't slipping.
Yeah.
But you guys are busy. Now let's
busy.
quickly
Okay.
talk about the last, we'll call it, week or so.
Okay.
It's been crazy.
It has.
Well, with Trump's Mar-a-Lago getting raided. I've heard rumors of folks who are on vacation getting accosted, having their cell phones taken.
Yes.
It's like a new America that we're living in.
It's a banana republic.
It is a banana republic.
It is a banana republic.
And not even with all the cool shorts.
And of course, I always jump in the deep end. I never lie. I tell the truth. I don't even beat around the bush. It's communism coming to our United States.
It kind of feels that way. It's
Yes.
So I've heard there's a term that was used years ago, and I've loved it ever since. It's called the totalitarian tiptoe.
Mm-hmm.
We're slowly
Correct.
inching that way.
Correct.
It's kind of like cooking
frog.
A frog, yeah. If you put a frog in boiling water, it's going to hop out.
Yep.
You put a frog in cold water and
just slowly bake it up. It's like a hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
We do that to ourselves, but hey, you just turn it up a little more, and you're going to end up a lobster.
That's very true.
Yeah.
It's a scary time.
It's if we don't start saving it now, and we've got to start at home.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start with the city, because then you see more happen in the city than you do the state. But that's kind of why I chose where I am.
Sure.
But it's just, you have to open your eyes, people, and you have to use your common sense, if you even have any left.
See, here's where I come from. I pride myself on being largely apolitical.
Mm-hmm.
But I have eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I have ears. I'm seeing and hearing what's happening, and it's insane.
We've lost generations, though. That's the problem. They have been working under the scenes at the colleges, grade school level,
Sure.
and training these children to like communism. So their common sense is kind of gone. And some of us that are still out here, we see, you have common sense. Most of your listeners have common sense because they're listening to 106.5.
Now, I will say that common sense isn't as common as we think it is.
That's true.
As we say it is.
That's
common
true.
sense is earned. I feel like you have to kind of gain. Like I tell my daughter all the time. She's 9, and I'm like, use your common sense, honey, and she has none.
She has.
I understand that she has none, but I still tell her use your common
she
sense.
does have common sense because you're there training her and
Sure.
teaching her, and that's what we as parents do. We have to get the parents back in the system.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as a home ec class. It's as simple as a bookkeeping class, because those are the teachers that have the common sense that can tell the kids. And if the parents don't want to parent, let someone else parent your kids that have the common sense.
Absolutely.
But I can go down a rabbit trail you probably don't even want to go down.
It's one of those things that's I feel like that traditionalism and progress can happen at the same time.
It can.
Like we don't have to harken back to the good old days when
Correct.
it was good for some.
Mm-hmm.
We can have progress and traditionalism at the same time.
There's a balance.
Sure.
There's a balance.
Absolutely.
So hopefully the Republican women are a balance. The Federated Republican women are a balance. We want you to come. We want you to have some prime rib.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Give us the dates one more time.
That is Wednesday the 17th.
Okay.
Doors open at 11:30.
Sure.
Again,
And some great speakers. I mean, fantastic
great speakers. We have Lloyd Byrd, who's running for land commissioner. We have Jeremy Michael Gray, who is running for attorney general. State Secretary of State Audrey Trujillo. And I think that's all we have the time for then.
We got off on a tangent. Did we talk about our judges?
No, we didn't.
Let's
but
talk
I have
about the
them
judges.
there.
Absolutely.
I don't know much about the judges.
Okay.
I know we have Thomas C. Montoya, Supreme Court Position 1, Barbara V. Johnson, Court of Appeals Position 1, Court of Appeals Position 2, Gertrude Lee Court, C-O-U-R-T Court.
Nice.
And
Like you're
that just slapped
you're
me.
destined.
Yeah.
You're destined for the courtroom.
And then Carrie Jeffrey Morris, Supreme Position 2.
Excellent.
So if we don't get behind these people and get these folks in here, we're losing another step.
Sure.
We're losing another step.
It's never, I mean, in the past 2 years, the court system and to a greater extent, the Supreme Court has been in more of a spotlight than I think in the entire
Correct.
history, well, at least as long as I've been on this earth.
Correct.
So now is the time. I mean, we need to put and appoint, judges that are going to make the right decisions moving forward.
We need these judges to change some of the rules
Mm-hmm.
because this is what's causing such disheartenment down in our world.
Right.
We can't get these folks that are doing all the trouble off the streets,
Mm-hmm.
and they just continue and continue and continue.
Recidivism is a horrible problem.
It is.
in the
It
United
is.
States.
Of course, it starts with the parents.
It does.
And the grandparents that raised some of these kids are now gone, and
Right.
we've missed I'd say 4 generations in Roswell,
Mm-hmm.
is my opinion. But
No,
I have very strong opinions.
You're pretty spot on.
Yeah.
You're pretty spot on. That and access to the extra pandemic money and cheap guns
Yes.
made Roswell sort of a problem
Yes.
during the pandemic.
And it's kind of sad because we used firearms for meat.
Yeah.
In my day, that's what you did.
Mhm.
You went out, you got your meat, and that's what you did. You didn't go get the neighbor,
Yeah.
or to get in someplace because you're too lazy to go work.
Mm-hmm.
But
I absolutely respect any conscious and knowledgeable owner of a firearm.
correct.
It terrifies me that anybody can get one. That's
hunter
all I'm
safety.
saying.
Hunter safety is awesome.
Absolutely.
All of my kids have taken hunter safety.
Yeah. If you're gonna own a gun, take a class. That's
Yes.
all I'm saying. That's
Yes, sir.
all I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Learn
It's
a little
very
bit
simple.
about the thing that's in your hand that can hurt somebody.
Correct.
But-
It's very simple.
Absolutely. Well, okay. So folks want to know more about the Chaves County Federated Republican
Yes.
Women. How do they get a hold of you guys?
They can get a hold of me through me,
Okay.
575-420-8455. I am the second vice president. I don't know why they did that, but they were very desperate at that point. But 575-420-8455.
Mhm.
And again, like I said, my email is bestcornranch@gmail.com. Make sure you send me names, numbers for our veterans.
Absolutely.
Because just anybody in general that would like a letter and brighten up their day, I'm good with that.
Yeah. I was seeing a young lady who was a veteran, and she was telling me at the time that she was married and she never got any
Yes.
correspondence from anyone.
Yes,
And just even like a letter from a friend that was like, "Hey, I hope you're doing well. We're thinking about you." It makes such a difference.
yes, and even if they're overseas,
Mhm.
send us overseas because every now and then we put together boxes to go overseas.
Absolutely.
We'll get volunteers from the group. We'll get food, protein bars, and send them overseas to our guys overseas. Socks, razors, things like that.
Awesome.
So that's very interesting. Keep in mind you've got the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Mhm.
Scholarships. We do a lot of scholarships.
Awesome.
Have to be Republican,
Sure.
over 18, but you have to apply too. You just can't sit around.
Right. One would think that if you're going to give scholarship money to a student, it's going to go to the ones that are putting the effort out.
Correct.
Yeah.
We usually do they have to write, I'm not quite sure, I'm not on the scholarship committee, but they have to write, not on the scholarship committee because I can't spell. They could get a lot by me on that.
But I'm guessing they have to put together an essay.
They
kind
do.
of
They
let-
do. And
let
I'm not
folks
sure
know.
exactly what that is.
Sure.
Margaret could tell you and
Yeah.
all of that. But yeah, we have every month until November, we are full.
Mhm.
We are full of different.
It's crunch time.
It's crunch time.
We are absolutely in crunch time. So come on out if you're gonna be at the Eastern Mexico State Fair. Definitely stop by the booth there in the commercial building. You can't miss it. If you walk into the commercial building, it's right there on your left.
Next to the firemen.
Next to the fire department.
And we give away balloons,
which is
little
always
red balloons. They're awesome.
and that's what gets because I go with my kids
Mhm.
and my kids gravitate towards balloons. I see what you're doing there.
And if the kids go,
Mm-hmm.
the adults go.
Like we said earlier, get them while they're young.
Exactly.
They'll bring the parents.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So
Change your registration over.
yes.
That's always a good thing.
Mhm.
Pray for America.
I was going to say, hold the sign up one more time.
I got Pray for America,
Yes.
and then we have the Chaves County Republican
like it.
Women. So
Excellent.
I know you guys are out there.
That's right.
Come and visit with us.
bestcornranch@gmail.com or
Yes.
575-420-8455 if you want to learn more about the Chaves County Federated Republican Women, or find them on Facebook.
Yes.
You guys have a
We
very
have a
active
Facebook.
Facebook page.
Yeah, very active Facebook page.
Absolutely. So find them via social or just go traditional.
Correct.
They like that.
We like traditional. We
I like
love writing notes and letters.
That's awesome. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Anytime you guys have anything going on, come on back to us.
Okay.
We'll definitely facilitate you.
Okay, I believe we'll be back here next month.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
God bless.
God bless back. 14 away from